It's time to get messy in the kitchen, but there's delicious cake when we're done, so it's going to be all worth it. This cake is just one of hundreds of recipes in Milk Street's new cookbook, Bakes, and J.M. Hirsch is back to bake with me. Thank you for being here again.
Thank you for having us.
I love when you're on the show because I feel like you show me things that I could actually...
And we eat well.
we eat well, and I could actually maybe do this because you say this one is easy enough.
7 ingredient simple.
Okay. And what is it called that we're making?
This is the Swedish Sticky Chocolate Cake.
Okay.
It's a bit of a tongue twister, too.
It is. Okay, what is the first steps? Let's put me to work.
Now, this is the most important ingredient here.
This is brown butter?
Brown butter. Smell that.
Oh my gosh, you guys.
The richness that you get, and all you're doing, I mean, this is such a simple thing to do. Look at, do you see this? I mean, no, it's not very pretty.
It looks like caramel.
It does, doesn't it? And in fact, that's what you're doing. When you brown butter, the milk solids separate, and they caramelize in the bottom of the skillet. And
I mean, yeah, this should just be perfume right here.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
And it's so good, and that adds such depth and richness to this otherwise incredibly simple cake.
And tips on browning the butter for beginners like me.
Low and slow in a saucepan.
Low and slow.
Occasional stirring. Just watch the milk solids as they separate and as they get to that nice brown. You don't want to burn them.
I know.
And just let them get nice and caramelized. That's it.
Okay,
Very simple.
It.
Okay.
Easy enough.
We have our brown butter, and now we have some eggs.
Okay.
Okay. And I'm going to whisk those.
Is this cake, do you feel like it's really like moist, decadent? How would you describe this too for people?
All right, I'm going to ruin all chocolate cakes for you, okay?
That's how we describe it. Make nothing else.
This is a combination of a chocolate cake and the most decadent, moist brownie you can possibly imagine.
Yes. Okay.
And
you sold me then.
So good. All right, so we've whisked together some salt, the eggs, the brown butter.
Okay.
Would you mind giving me some brown sugar,
Not
please?
at all. How do you want me to just dump it in?
Right
okay,
in, yeah.
Dump the whole thing. There we go.
Brown sugar has molasses in it, and so it has a lot of moisture. And again, that's part of what's contributing to the kind of the intensity of this cake.
Yum.
Okay.
The smell in here. I always wish we had smell-o-vision because it's just the most delicious thing ever.
It's really good. Yeah. All right. Now, we've got a few lumps there. We're going to try to break those up. There we go.
That's a pro tip. Don't make it lumpy for people.
No lumps.
Okay.
And then we're going to add some all-purpose flour.
Dry ingredients. Okay.
We're going to whisk that in again. Now, once you add the flour, you don't want to work it too much because you don't want to develop gluten, which is, of course, the protein that gives breads and baked goods their structure. We don't want to over-mix it because then it's not going to be a tender cake.
Okay.
Now, of course,
chocolate, the main ingredients.
Some cocoa powder in there.
Do you feel like you have a favorite brand or like specific type of chocolate that, you know, might change up the recipe?
You know, I think you can go... I think the thing to pay attention to is the darkness of the chocolate. You know? And the darker it is, generally the more bitter it is, but also the more intense the flavor. So it's really a spectrum. And these days, even in your regular grocery store, you can find all sorts of different, grades of dark chocolate. So go with whatever you like.
Okay, so
whatever
it's
your
more
tastes
up to the baker.
Exactly, what your personal tastes are.
That does look like brownie
Doesn't that
batter.
look amazing?
Oh my gosh.
Now, we can't have just one source of chocolate.
No.
We have to have a second source.
If it's decadent, I mean, we need all the chocolate.
So if you would do me the honor of throwing in some chocolate chips.
Look at that.
Now,
gladly.
I'll tell you, if I was doing this at home, I'd probably add more.
I mean, yeah, well, I left one over here for me, so that's fine.
There we go.
Yum.
And that's it. I mean, this is so simple. It's going to cook in about half an hour. And
then you're going to impress all your guests. My mom would be so impressed with me.
We use a springform pan. Makes it really easy to get it out afterward because the sides just pop right off.
And you put a little parchment in there?
Parchment.
Okay.
And we oil the parchment too, just to make sure we don't have any sticking because it is a sticky chocolate cake.
We're getting messy.
It's kind of built into the name, So there we go.
Yum. And you just level it out there?
Yep. We're just going to level it out. And don't want to leave any of this behind.
No, never. You know what I love? You were telling me earlier that you didn't really always love baking, and that made me feel better because, it's kind of you can't miss a step, like
Right.
or it could all just blow up. So
this is true. You know, I will say I am a late comer to baking because baking requires a bit more precision than just kind of throwing some pasta and sauce together, you know? But that's what I love about editing a book like this, because we've made sure the recipes work. You know, they're easy to follow. There's lots of step photos. You know what you're doing. There's no mysteries. We walk you right through it.
That I definitely need. And while I'm taste testing this beautiful decadent cake, tell me about bakes too. Oh, you're gonna put a
yeah, well, we need more chocolate, of course.
I had no idea. You're the boss. Okay.
See, a little cocoa powder here. There we go.
Very impressive.
There we go. A little bit more.
Oh, yeah. Just throw it all
there
on.
we go.
Okay.
Yeah,
Calories, what?
So bakes is, well, I like to say it's not your grandmother's Betty Crocker. You know, we took all the recipes that you already know and love.
Yeah.
Chocolate cake.
Right.
Chocolate chip cookies.
You're right, this
flatbreads.
is sticky.
Oh, yes.
I'm getting in there.
And we traveled the world to learn new, better, innovative, exciting, more delicious ways of making the baked goods that we already know and love. So here, a simple chocolate cake.
Which, by the way, 10 out of 10, 15 out of 10. Good Lord.
Enriched by that browned butter. You know, a simple step, but it changes the whole complexity of the cake. And that's what we did throughout the book with all of these recipes. One of my favorites.
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna, again, ruin cookies for you.
It's fine.
Miso peanut butter cookies.
Interesting.
Think of the savory sweet pull of like salted caramel.
Yeah.
Now in a cookie. Yeah. Very good.
I've never heard of that, and I feel like there's going to be much more gems in your book, Bakes. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
This was so good. I'm going to eat all of this in the break. JM is sharing this recipe for this sticky cake, and if you can make it, I can make it. We can all make it together. Just use that QR code you see right there on the screen.
The New Day Northwest Kitchen is brought to you by Safeway.